Mr. Fulton and guests, my business partner, WSU and I appreciate the opportunity to share our business plan with you today. We hope to convince you that partnering with WardAldama Consulting is a sound business investment. We will also provide a hard copy of the full business plan at the end of this presentation so that you may have the additional details for further review. Our intent today is to explain an unresolved problem in the healthcare industry and how we feel WardAldama Consulting is the most advantageous solution in an industry that is just waiting for a niche market consulting firm. According to multiple reference sources, including Joe Miles and Dr. Ronald Weiss of ARUP Laboratories in Salt Lake City, Utah, in an article called The Role of Laboratory Medicine in Accountable Care Organizations in August of 2011, they state that 70% of patient care decisions are based on laboratory results. The accuracy and timeliness of these results is ultimately an indicator of the quality of the laboratory component of patient care. There is a quote on the College of American Pathologists website that states, "Every patient deserves the gold standard. Are you willing to bet your life on poorly executed and inaccurate laboratory results?" How do laboratories ensure the quality of their results? By federal law, within the regulations of the Clinical Laboratory Improvement Act, clinical laboratories throughout the United States are required to be inspected every 2 years. The outcomes of these inspections is an indication of the quality of the testing performed in the laboratory. A poorly executed inspection can reflect unfavorably on the laboratory and the hospital's reputation. There are various agencies that have been granted deemed status by the federal government to inspect, such as College of American Pathologists, or CAP, Joint Commission, AABB for blood banks, as well as individual state laboratory inspection departments, such as in the state of Washington. Betsy and I have been CAP inspectors for over 15 years and inspected over 200 laboratories in the United States and Canada. We have encountered many issues. The greatest issue we have identified is inspection readiness. The level of detail in an inspection is significant, and CAP has checklists for each area of the laboratory, focusing with hundreds of audit questions in each checklist. The background of this slide is just a sampling of the checklists involved in an inspection. We have observed that clinical laboratories tend to be unprepared for this required inspection or audit and prepare nervously as the inspection approaches. We asked laboratory personnel how they feel about preparing for an inspection, and although they appreciate the opportunity to share best practices and ideas with peers, the predominant response, besides the rolling of eyes, are the following. "It makes me nervous. It makes me feel apprehensive. Inspections are stressful and very time-consuming, and it is nerve-wracking." Our experience is that laboratories routinely cram for inspections, expending overtime efforts to be ready. Where does a laboratory find the time to prepare adequately for inspections? And does patient testing suffer as a result of diverted focus to inspection readiness? There is a solution. WardAldama Consulting is a niche healthcare consulting firm with a reputation for providing high-quality services and results-proven recommendations. Betsy and I have over 60 years of combined healthcare experience. We are licensed medical technologists with advanced degrees in business. We are industry experts, experienced laboratory managers and directors, and regulatory inspectors. We have been on the receiving end of inspections and empathize with the client. As we visit an average of 10 laboratories a year, we have gained a reputation as strategic problem solvers as well as thorough and fair inspectors. We have access to industry best practices and can easily identify those regulatory areas that cause the most concern. We have the expertise to help the client have a successful regulatory inspection. Conveniently located in Phoenix, Arizona, with a branch in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, and only 4 hours by air from most client locations, WardAldama Consulting has been in operation on a modified scale since the year 2000 and has built successful relationships with our customers, resulting in repeat client engagements. A list of our key clients and projects is in the appendix of the business plan. Our value proposition is based on a 20-20-20 perspective for client improvements. WardAldama Consulting will provide subject matter expertise to clinical laboratories in the area of regulatory compliance, inspection readiness, and process improvements, providing outcomes of the caliber the client is proud to share with their peers. This results-proven, three-pronged approach includes benchmarking the client's deficiencies in order to focus on those areas necessary to achieve a 20% reduction in the number of deficiencies identified. Second, delivering best practices and implementing identified process improvement opportunities to improve client processes by another 20%. And third, position the laboratory for continuous inspection readiness, which will help reduce the preparation time by 20% from the past 5-year average. This marked improvement in progressive positioning of the laboratory will provide the client peace of mind and confidence that as they strive for continuous regulatory inspection readiness and excellence in patient care. The types of product offerings we provide include regulatory compliance, mock inspections, remediation, and the accompanying regulatory education. We also perform operations and best practice reviews and special projects. The ability of a consultant to be on-site to evaluate the conditions of the client market, share lessons learned, and educate less experienced staff, as well as validate client understandings are all part of the specialized attention WardAldama is known for. An additional lucrative service is the design construction of new or remodeled commercial and clinical laboratories. As part of the process, service line improvements for equipment are implemented before relocation in order to reduce waste and streamline processes in the new facility. We also offer a free newsletter containing current and upcoming regulatory changes. As an additional offering, we use this to acquire and to maintain our client loyalty. So what is our target market? Our target market is hospital sites at less than 150 beds, physically remote medical facilities, independent commercial and clinical laboratories or facilities, as well as those not tightly affiliated with a larger integrated healthcare institution who may have their own in-house expertise. Relationships and referral business will be key to the long-term success of our corporation. In conversations with guru industry experts, by personal discussion and survey results, we identified an additional market, that of hospital ancillary services. Those departments such as pharmacy, radiology, etc., that also need to be inspected by the Joint Commission. They have the same issues that the laboratory has with respect to being prepared for hospital inspections and implementing industry best practices. This is a market, a subset of the market that we intend to focus very heavily on in the next few years too. As of 2011, there were approximately 355,000 recognized businesses in the management consulting industry. This does not include those businesses made up of one or two persons that may be realizing revenue as individuals. According to industry research, revenue in this industry in 2011 was $165.5 billion, with a profit of $14.7 billion. In the short term, it is forecasted that in 2012, the industry revenue will grow by 3.8% as the economy recovers and corporations require management consulting advice again. By 2016, industry revenue is projected to increase at an annual rate of 4.2% to $203.6 billion. The three key players in the management consulting industry are Accenture, McKinsey & Company, and Marshall & McLennan Company. They control only 7.1% of the market share, as you can see by the circle. Of the remaining 92.1% market share, 82.3% are companies with less than 4 employees. While it is a mature industry, healthcare science is a rapidly expanding frontier, even as economic and financial pressures reduce profit margin and constrain available corporate funds. The healthcare consulting segment represents 9% of the consulting services industry, $14.9 billion in revenue, and a profit totaling $1.32 billion. The niche market accounts for 85% of the healthcare segment, with an estimated revenue of $12.6 billion and a profit of $1.2 billion. WardAldama fits well into this niche market segment. If we break down the consulting products and services for all of the consulting arenas, process improvements and operational management is the largest segment with 31%, 17% for corporate strategy, and 11% for organizational design. These three segments could be classified as important to laboratory excellence and are incorporated into WardAldama's service offerings. In 2011, there were approximately 9,500 laboratories inspected by CAP and 19,000 Joint Commission inspected facilities, which could potentially comprise our client base. Even if every CAP laboratory was part of a Joint Commission inspected hospital, we have identified the opportunity to provide services to other ancillary departments within the accredited hospital. Thus, a conservative number of clients every 2 years would be 19,000. A refined potential market is approximately 3,300 every 2 years, and this refinement is based on a market analysis and feasibility study conducted by WardAldama in 2011. Looking forward, additional opportunities to consider are the aging workforce and the additional federal regulations. The 2010 U.S. Census Bureau of Statistics estimated that there were 40.2 million Americans aged 65 or older. By 2020, that number will increase to 54.8 million patients utilizing health care and the Medicare Medi-Cal reimbursement process. It has been suggested that Joint Commission inspections be required for Medicare reimbursements. If this recommendation passes, those healthcare facilities currently not participating in some form of regulatory inspection may need to request certification. This also could increase our client base. Of the identified risks, two are most significant. The first is the loss of either of the partners. This is a knowledge-based industry, and the value of the company is based on our expertise and the name recognition of WardAldama. Additional qualified staff as the company grows will mitigate this risk. This was started with the implementation or the addition of our Milwaukee branch. Another risk would be if the regulatory industry changed faster than the partners or staff are able to assimilate the information. WardAldama has a defined mandatory continuing education program for all staff in order to keep current with healthcare regulations. To expand the company, we will be seeking funding from outside investors. We have asked for a grant from the Arizona Women-Owned Small Business Program for $100,000. This is possible as we qualify as an underserved and underrepresented organization. We are also using the grant funds for our startup activities to build the information technology infrastructure, update the website, and enlist the services of capable marketing firms to solidify the branding of WardAldama and generate marketing materials. We are asking for you to provide an investment of $250,000 to be used for operating costs. The funds will be used as working capital to support visits to potential clients in our expanded marketing efforts. By monitoring our net cash flow each year, as listed in the table on the screen, you see that we will be in a good position to return your funds and to double your money to $500,000 at year 5 and can ensure a return on investment of 17.84% annually. Salaries of the partners and contracted accounting and office staff will also be covered with the investment funds. Based on our projected sales, net cash flow, and ending cash balances, we expect to break even at month 10 or April 2013. This slide indicates our projected 5-year net sales by product line. We conservatively expect to ramp up slowly with repeat business beginning at year 4. The 5-year financials and income statement included in the business plan projects the accumulated net profit to be $1.689 million. With the investor return of $500,000 at year 5, the adjusted net profit will be $1.189 million. Additional financial information such as startup assumptions, professional service fees, 2012 to 2016 sales projections, staffing budget, and income statement are available in the appendix of the business plan. WardAldama is in the process of becoming a limited liability corporation. Therefore, there will be no stock value. However, we have included the ratios for the 5-year projected information. Quick ratio is 2.67. Our debt to equity is 0.60. Our cash turnover is 0.95, and our return on assets is 36%. So what is the value to the client? The value is the reduced overtime and reduced efficiencies, 20% in each category. The also improvements in processes and peace of mind that they are focusing on a quality laboratory results and that they are prepared for inspections are also a positive for the client. What is the value to you, the investor? The risk is low and minimum startup costs as we are a proven entity. The benefits are a positive return on investment and peace of mind to you that your investment is in good hands with WardAldama Consulting, experts in our field and well-qualified consultants. Thank you so much for your time. We are available to answer any questions at this time, and after you've had the opportunity to review the full business plan, we would be more than happy to answer any additional questions. When do you expect that we could get together again to discuss the beginnings of our partnership?